we are going to talk a little bit more like later about, and you've done an episode on it, like your different roles and where you're at in STC now. But we're going to copy the boys episode from last week of what a week in the life looks like for a successful business owner, because both of us started as, so when I came to STC, I was an online coach. When you came to STC, you came into face-to-face PT. And from there, our roles have changed so drastically. So you're face-to-face, online, and running the STC mentorship.
Yeah.
And I originally went from online to running the STC mentorship to opening up a gym.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over like what our weeks look like and how we've really managed to squeeze more in when we didn't think we had time, which when we briefly just spoke about it, it really comes back to one thing, and that is both Mim and I, and the guys don't even know that we're going to talk about this. So this was me being like, I have full autonomy of what I want to talk about. But Mim and I are actually Standout PT alumni. And I didn't actually know how to pronounce that word until I double checked before the podcast. So Mim and I actually have both grown our businesses off the backs of Standout PT. Is this an ad? No. This is our personal experience with it, without the guys prompting us and leading, asking us these questions. But I have gone on and on about it before. So when I finished my first 2 rounds of Standout PT, I launched my first 8-week program, which was a hybrid online and face-to-face, and that sold out in less than 2 weeks. I am consistent with showing up on social media now, and I know who I am when I show up, and the clients that I'm getting are my people.
Yeah.
Like, I get along with them, I love them, and I feel like I'm not, if I have an online consult booked, that person is joining the team.
Yeah.
There's no resistance with that anymore. So I know that who I am authentically and who I am professionally, which is the same person, but I can show up as that person online now. I have my systems in place so that if there is a week like there was at the start of this year where you have a fair few people coming on at once, like I can breathe and onboard them and not have to stress and do all of that. And then juggle being an online coach, gym owner, mum at the same time. But you have done your first round of, you've done, how many rounds of Standout have you done now? 2, 3?
3 probably.
3, yeah. What's your biggest takeaway from the course content? Like, what did you learn and find the most valuable to implement?
Systems, without a doubt. It was from how your business runs from start to absolute finish, of them training with you and ongoing.
So like the client journey from when?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. If your systems aren't repeatable and you got no metrics to track how your business is going, do you need more of X? Do you need less of Y? You don't know unless you have those metrics. And as confronting as some of those numbers may be, the faster you run away from it, your business is also going that same direction.
Yeah.
Which isn't very far.
Yeah.
And so that was a couple of moments of, okay, if this is the direction that I need to take it, then it's face on doing the things that I've been avoiding.
Yeah. So just like tracking our body composition and all of the volume. And
so
blah, blah, blah.
crazy how that's so natural to us.
Yeah.
And so clear cut explained to clients. But when it's flipped and it's like your business and now.
It's so confronting.
Yeah.
It's so confronting, but like the numbers don't lie. And like, so one of the biggest things that I've learned is the same thing, like having that system of, if everything is repeatable, I know where the fault is.
Exactly.
So when I have Ben is my business mentor. When I have my meetings with Ben and it's like, cool, why are there so many appointments booked versus people showing up to appointments. So it's not like looking at those numbers and being like, I am fucking failing.
Yeah. Oh.
It's looking at those numbers and being like, cool, clearly we can't just look at I spoke to 30 people and I signed one. Like, where was the breakdown?
Yeah.
And I think that, yeah, the systems in understanding what gets them to you, what gets them booked in, what gets them showing up, what gets them signing, what gets them results. And having something repeatable in that. If you have to change it, you have to change it.
Yeah.
But we don't react. And I don't know if you were like this beforehand, but like I would react so emotionally. Like someone didn't sign up, burn it to the ground and start again. Like burn it to the floor. So at the moment, the main thing that we are like, this is a little bit different. I know it won't be like relatable to everyone, but I feel like it is. So what I've learned since having You Strong is that you get a lot more inbound leads for a gym. Don't necessarily, you get a lot more inquiries. And the inquiries are almost always like, they don't look at the gym like it's a person.
Yeah.
They look at it as a business. How much do you cost?
Yes.
And they're not afraid. So like, I won't have people DM me that.
No.
For my own online coaching. They would be like, how much you cost? And if they did, I'd be like, "Hur." But it's like there's no personality, there's no person. Like I'm not a person on the end of the phone. Like I'll message someone and they'll be like, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm like, you didn't opt in. Like I'm asking you a question. Right. So I had to learn that there are a lot more inquiries, but people look at it like as a business, not a person. So what we have been navigating is the automation. So when someone opts into something, the language of the messages that get sent to them. And we only change one small thing every once in a while, because if you change everything at once, you don't know what worked.
Exactly.
And so now we've changed the language to make it a little bit more emotive to actually get them to come in for their free trial. Because if there's no value behind it, they're like, it's just a free trial. So we're adding a little bit more urgency to the free trial and adding a little bit more buy-in to the free trial. So, you know, that's all off the back of tracking those numbers and having those systems and understanding that and knowing what to change, when to change it, and if that'll contribute. Another thing that's not systems related, but I'm glad that we both had the same answer for that because like, scary numbers, but also, need to do the scary numbers. For me, I can't remember which presentation it's in because I have been through a lot of stand-up PT. But it's one of the ones where you are working on yourself as a business owner, not just on your business. And so it's part of the self one. And they ask the question, in 3 years' time, is it 2 or 3 years' time, if you keep doing things as you are, where will you be?
Yes.
And it's like this trick question because the answer that comes to your head first is like, well, I'll be where I am.
That's right.
But that's not necessarily the answer, because if you keep doing the same things and you have this like frustration with certain parts of your business and certain parts of the way it runs, in 3 years' time, you're not going to be the same equal amount of frustrated. It's going to turn to resentment. It's going to, if you don't change the way things are going to head into the direction that you want to and you are stagnant, it's resent, it's frustration, it's falling out of love with your business, and it's like the whole, I don't make enough money, like there's no money in PT or online coaching, and which we know is a fallacy. But that question changed so much for me. It's like in 3 years' time, when I had signed up, it's like, I don't just want to be an online coach.
Yeah.
And it's not that there's anything against being just an online coach, but it's like I'm so grateful to work in a team.
Yeah.
Where I can lean on other people and lean on resources and lean on all of this to have greater impact. And it's like, so how can we continue to do that?
I think it's exactly what you said. It's putting magnifying glass on
Yeah.
the impact that you want to have.
Yeah.
And then now, if you want to achieve that, how and what do we need to make that achievable? And it's definitely not what we're doing right now.
Correct. So, yeah, that kind of forced me to look at I mean, without going into like too many extremes, like I think it's also fair to say like my life when I started, say, Stand Out,
Yeah.
compared to my life now,
Yes.
I quite literally do not have the same life at all whatsoever. Like, I don't live in the same house. I've gone through a big separation. I co-own and operate a gym now. So I've gone back to face-to-face coaching. I am coaching a team of competitive national level powerlifters now. Like, there are so many things that if it weren't for the confidence that Stand Out gave me
Yeah.
and the way I'm going to cry right now. Mimi's like, for the love of God, don't cry. But no, like the way that it empowered me
Yeah.
and drove me into the direction of you are so capable of doing this by yourself, bitch. Like, you've got the numbers, you've got the systems. Here is what you want your business to look like.
Exactly.
Here is where it is now. These systems are bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be.
That's right.
And just by following that, I became this person who I am so proud of. Like, my God, the life I live is freaking incredible. Like, are you kidding me? I get to have a facility where people touch the barbell for the first time, whilst also having an online business where people are breaking national records.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Doesn't that just put everything back into perspective of feelings isn't always going to be a true reflection of how you're going.
Yeah.
And when you have those systems in place, it keeps you in check, keeps you accountable, that even if all things go to shit, it's like, you know what? If you come back to it, what you need to do is X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
It brings you back to where you need to be.
And if you are working for yourself, this is the way that you can zoom out.
That's right.
This is the way that you can not feel so alone in it and feel like you have to make these big decisions, because the decisions are almost made for you as a reflection, like, of the data. So yeah, I think shout out to Stand Out PT.
100%.
Which, I mean, I feel like it's only natural now if you go to the show notes or go to the STC Fit website, click on the little learn one and then go through there just to see what it's about. They don't gatekeep anything anymore. All the pricing's on there. What it includes is on there. And
resources as well.
Actually, speaking of, it's the world-class service checklist.
It is.
I think is what it's called. And that's a free resource as well. So if you go on the Learn Instagram, it'll be in the bio there. Otherwise, it'll be in the show notes or on the website, but whichever's the path of least resistance for you. It's free. Pop in your email. It gets sent to you. And if you're a bit overwhelmed about what, I guess, like the systems that we're talking about, starting with a free resource like that and implementing stuff from that
gives you an amazing starting point.
Correct. Like, I know that when I first started, I probably couldn't have been able to afford Stand Out PT.
Yeah.
But what you learn from the free resources increases your income enough to invest in your business.
Exactly.
And know that it's going to come back tenfold. So there you go. Hopefully I didn't butcher that little thing there, but I couldn't be more grateful for Stand Out. Because the life that we live is pretty cool.